Now you mentioned Swinburne has a supercomputer. I didn't know this. So tell me about this supercomputer.
Swinburne has two supercomputers.
Two supercomputers.
We do. Yeah.
I watch you watch shows and they always talk about, I've got to book in this, book in the supercomputer, get some time. Is that a thing? Like, is it where you have to get access to it? Where you have to?
Yeah. Yes and
do
no.
what you want to do.
Booking the time is less of a consideration, but yeah, Swinburne has two supercomputers. OzSTAR is the name of the older one of them. I think it must have been commissioned 2018 or something, came into service. And then the second one I've only seen written down, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly when I say it's Ngarrgu Tindebeek is the name of that machine. And that came into service about 2022. And they are both incredible machines. They live up in the GA building, I believe. Yeah. So what they are essentially is a bank of compute nodes. So they've got CPU nodes, GPU nodes. I forget how many respectively. But obviously they're a shared resource. So anyone at Swinburne can apply to have a project on the supercomputer, and you'll be allocated a certain amount of space and a login details. And it is a competitive queue-based system to access time on the supercomputer. So what you have to do is set up your compute jobs in a way that starts off with these little instructions to say, well, for the code that I want to run, I think I'm going to need, 10 cores with 20 gig of memory each or whatever. And so you put in that computerized resource request to the supercomputer's job queue system, and you're automatically allocated, the resources that you've requested when they become available, and it's based on priority and that sort of thing. But they have pretty solid utilization, doing all sorts of things. They're supporting projects across the whole university. I think the astronomy department knows the most about it, so that's maybe where they get the most use. But any Swinburne researcher can use that as a resource. And yeah, the resources are allocated fairly across people based on their different resource needs.
So did you say for any of your current research interests that any of those where you might need to use the supercomputer?
I don't have anything too heavy, like too resource heavy going on at the moment. We certainly have had, for example, PhD students working with the Orbis database, that's 300 million records or some such, which is more than a PhD student laptop can crunch through. So I lead the CTI supercomputing project, and it's been fun to help a number of PhD students get set up on the supercomputer to, crunch through millions of patents or millions of corporation data rows or what have you. But I have not been working with Orbis, for example, myself for a while, but I will have a lot of need for the supercomputer in this upcoming research where we're going to be working with a great deal of satellite imaging data and trying to train machine learning models over that.
Oh, that's exciting. And that project, was that the carbon emission project, or was that another?
I have you might know our colleague Steve Petrie. He used to sit in the business school with us, but he works now in the Swinburne Space Technology and Industry Institute. And yeah, he's using satellite data to map out carbon fluxes geographically, as I understand it. I don't know too much about it, but he's a satellite data whiz, and I'm hoping he can, he's a partner on this upcoming research that we have with satellite data.